Good morning. I hope you're all doing well. I love this song so much. Good morning. Happy Tuesday to you. Windows 11 decided to be a cock ass on me, restart my computer overnight, and fuck up all my audio. I've done everything you can possibly do so your computer doesn't auto update on its own, and it still's auto updating on it. I don't know. Windows 11 thinks it knows better, and I'm really upset about it. Same. I would punch it in the fucking face. It's like it's getting to the point where it's not even frustrating. It's like it's assumed it's gonna happen. I assume it's gonna happen. Like every morning I wake up, I'm like, you know what? That computer is probably gonna be off, frozen, blue screened. I don't know, something. And today it was just on the login screen. I'm like, huh? What'd you do? Oh, did you update and delete all my sources ever and forget audio exists? I love computers. Exactly. It's not if, it's when, and it sucks. Like we were talking about it yesterday, and I think Windows 10 support ends October 25, right? October of 25 is when the support for Windows 10 ends, and all I have to say is they better buck up and fix 11, because this is shit. It's just a fucking mess. I don't know. I don't understand it, to be honest. My nose is so runny today, and I don't know. Yeah, October of 2025. I'm very nervous. I wanted to... Maybe you guys will know what this is. I found something in my yard again. You guys know, I've told you, the previous owners before Scott were hoarders. And instead of being condemned, they just buried all their trash in my fucking yard. And I keep finding these crazy toys. Does anyone know what this is? It has the strangest face and like a backpack. I find the weirdest shit in my yard. What does it? Oh, it's G.I. Joe. It says it on the back. It's a G.I. Joe of some kind. I don't know. I find these everywhere though. And this one's just naked. Or the paint was eaten off. Or something. Or he's supposed to be gray. He looks like a bad guy. That's why I didn't know what he was. He has like a weird mask on or something, but his face is kind of eaten away, so you can't tell. Definitely. I find G.I. Joes and Ninja Turtle parts more often in my yard than anything. It's so bizarre. I have Windows 7 on my work PC, so we're having to upgrade to 11. I'm so sorry. They won't fix 11 until they release 12. That's tragic, because it's a shit show. I'm guessing the slot in his back might be where the back... He has a backpack on. And then the backpack says G.I. Joe, and then it's got dirt in it. I just pulled it out of the yard. But it looks like something hooks onto him. No, I've never found a full. It's usually just an arm, or a head, or a leg, or just a torso. I've never found the full figure before, so that's exciting. So last year I got a $100 cash Christmas bonus. This year, because we're all WFH now, I got a $100 Amazon credit. It's the same amount of money, but it feels cheaper. I didn't Google Lens it, because it says G.I. Joe on the back, but I don't know who it is. Let's Google Lens it. Maybe it'll tell me who you are. I forget I have Google Lens. What are you? Focus on that fucked up face. It's Deadshot. Deadshot face? It says Deadshot face. I guess he was supposed to have a gun. He doesn't have a gun anymore, but that's... I guess? Is there a Deadshot in G.I. Joe? I don't know. You want to know a fun story, mate? So, I've never had a bonus in my life working for hospitals, ever. But one thing that most hospitals do is how do I say it? Across the world, there is like Nurses Week or Nurse Month. There's Respiratory Week or Respiratory Month or whatever. There's like made up holidays for all the medical people. Like there's ENT Week and all this. So at most hospitals I've worked at, what they did is during Respiratory Week, because I'm a respiratory therapist, they would like treat us. They would buy us a bunch of food or something. One year when I was working at Hopkins, they forgot about respiratory, like my managers forgot about respiratory therapy week. And the week afterwards, they gave us all a bottle of hand sanitizer with a bow written on it and said, "We hope this brightens your year." We had a really good giggle about it. It was pretty fucking funny. Because if you've never been in a hospital, like, there is hand sanitizer around every goddamn corner on a wall. Like, it's everywhere. Like, it's like giving some salt to a fucking shark. We were thrilled. Thrilled. It was pretty funny, though. My hair's finally long enough to space bun, man. I'm in this, I have it like clipped up in the back. I'm in this awkward, you guys know if you've ever cut your hair short, that horrible, awkward grow out time when your hair's like not long enough to put up, but when you put it down, it like rests on your shoulders weird and flips out. I can't stand that feeling. It's like having clothes on my ankles, but it's finally long. I mean, they're tight, let me tell you. But finally long enough to put it up. I actually went to Sally's yesterday. You guys probably can't see it. I went to Sally's and I got a lot of hair stuff. So sometime this week, I'm going to be fucking my hair up. I don't know. It was specifically from the anesthesia department head. Oh, thanks for behind the scenes. That's kind of wonderfully nice of them, to be honest. Sounds better than the plate of Publix cookies my job gave us for being so sweet to our customers. Not, oh, wow. They promised a $1 raise and they gave you cookies? Okay, so this is so random, but you'll love this. I love makeup. I follow like a bunch of YouTube people that do makeup and talk about makeup news and stuff. Like, that's just my jam. And so I hear a lot about like Sephora and Ulta and all of these big stores. So I can't remember if it was last year or the year before, but Sephora did like record sales, like nauseating amounts of sales, like tripling what they've ever done before. And what they gifted each store one cookie for the whole store to share. It was fucking hilarious. I can't remember when that happened, but I laughed so goddamn hard. My wife had to sanitize when entering and leaving our room and hold their hands up to their badge within 15 seconds of entering or leaving, or their badge alarm sounds. It's everywhere. That hand sanitizer, I mean, if you can't find hand sanitizer, you're blind. Yep. I can't get it in one. Like, I could get it in one, you know, like, it reminds me of, like, really highfalutin women in suits when they part their hair and slick it super tight, and they have that tiny little ponytail right here that's, like, that long. And it's straight. That's what I can do. I can get my hair into, like, the tiniest little, like, right there, but that's it. A singular cookie. Oh, is music quite loud? Thank you. It was a singular cookie, and I think I mean, I don't even think they ate it. I think they all just laughed at the cookie and didn't eat it, but it was, I mean, it was just a sugar cookie. It was like one of those cheap cookies with frosting on it that said, like, thank you. Yeah. I really hope they battle royaled it, to be honest. Imagine all of these fucking full beat faces fighting over a cookie. Good morning, Vile. How are you? I'm officially going to be in Minnesota for the week at the end of January. My dad's having his right hip replaced, and I'm flying up to help him with his first bit of recovery in the first week of January. Isn't that the time when Minnesota gets feet of snow? Like, feet? Correct me if I'm wrong. Last week of January, yeah. Isn't that... That's like, yeah, that's snow. I mean, that's for us, too. Not really. It's usually cold and dry as fuck. Oh, man. January, February, March, I feel like, is when winter hits, if it's gonna hit. I hope you don't get stuck. It's been pretty wicked up here in MN, really. Have you guys had a lot of snow? I mean, I know Viata has your snow stopped? I was gonna say, Viata's had snow for a bit, but I don't know if it's even stopped. Ugh, no snow yet, at least in Central, but it's bitter 0 degrees. Yum. It's been, I don't even want to say it, it's like freakishly warm here right now. What's the temperature outside? Like the last couple days, it's been like balmy. It's bizarre. It's 41 degrees out. That's warm. Like, I feel warm in that. That's very bizarre. That's not normally us. Congested as always in the morning. I didn't like that I had to do a partial inventory. Did you wear your Satan shirt? Wait, don't you have a special shirt for your Hobby Lobby? Your Hobby Lobby, what's the word? Inventory. It hit 34 yesterday and I was in shorts and a hoodie. It felt like a heat wave. That's yet literally same. We went out and ran errands yesterday and I was like in leggings and a hoodie and felt fucking hot. I felt warm. It was weird. Good morning, Tones. How are you? It stopped snowing. We're coming in a couple days. That's what I figured. Yeah, it's crazy there right now. We were at 50 degrees 2 days ago, right? They were mid-grade cookies, not gonna lie. I wore my Bears hoodie, but I spelled Satan in letters around the store. Good for you. That's my boy. Fuck yeah, cheers to that. last time Vile had to do, I think it was like a full Hobby Lobby inventory. Vile had a very, what shirt were you wearing? Was it like a Slayer shirt or something? Because, like, their employees or something. Vile, if you remember what I'm talking about, explain it. It's like their employees can't wear what they want to wear, but because your inventory, you do not belong to Hobby Lobby. You can do whatever the fuck you want. And because we all know that Hobby Lobby is a terrible institution that is, like, against gay rights and gay marriage and birth control and women's health and trans healthcare, etc., Vile did his own form of silent protest with the Raining Blood Slayer shirt. The entire inventory, and I just live for that still. I just think that's so great. Cheers. That was me yesterday, Viato. It was weird. They have a strict must-look Christian pure type. Should I Google that? What does that look like? Hold on. Can I look up, like, Hobby Lobby's dress code? Hobby Lobby's dress code requires employees to dress in a professional and appropriate manner. I hate that wording because what the fuck does that mean? Some examples of what acceptable include collared shirts, pants or skirts, closed-toed shoes, black dress pants, khaki pants, store shirts. Some things that are not acceptable include cargo pants, visible tattoos, facial piercings, and outrageous hair colors. I have to read the rest of this too because it's so weird. Some things, wait. For job interviews at Hobby Lobby, it's recommended to avoid wearing jeans, sneakers, t-shirts, or sports bras. I'm sorry, is Hobby Lobby examining my underwear? It's also recommended to avoid having messy hair or big earrings. I am the definition of what Hobby Lobby fucking hates. Facial piercings, obvious tattoos, big earrings, messy hair. Oh, they just described me. Wait, why would you wear a sports bra on the outside? I hope that's what they mean, because what the fuck else? I could never work there. Hobby Lobby is afraid of my independence, for fuck's sake. I was just about to say, well, for an interview, you should be dressed nicely, and then you said the sports bra thing. Yeah, I don't... Like, you probably should wear more than a sports bra to any interview. They're a Christian company, CK. Of course they're examining your underwear. Oh my god, are they Mormon? Are they into the special panties? Yeah, I honestly didn't assume sports bra on the outside, because what? Like, that was too far for my brain to assume someone would go to a job interview in just a sports bra. What? I mean, I just find it hilarious, personally, that Hobby Lobby, a craft store who hates gays, wouldn't hire me for shit. but I worked at Johns Hopkins with all of this. So that, I mean, I don't even know the words for it. When they say, like, you must dress professional, I'd consider myself quite the fucking professional. Definitely had blue hair, ear gauges, a nose ring, and covered in tattoos. That being said, none of this has anything to do with how professional or how good you would do a job, in my personal opinion. That being said, you should probably wear more than a sports bra. That means you did it on purpose, yeah. When we do the full store inventory, they don't allow people from our store side have any kind of hair that's not naturally colored. They refuse to let people in that had blue hair. Man, if they weren't such a terrible company, I would shop there just to fuck with them. Really. Thank you for the biddies, Najio. Happy Tuesday. Cheers, honeybean. They'd love my 5/8 gauge ears, yeah. I don't know what, I always forget what mine are. I think double O. I'm a 00. I mean, seriously, I take them out to shower and never change them. I'm so boring with earrings. I think I'm a 00. Doesn't matter. It's a big earring. They would fucking hate me, so whatever. I hate them back, so... VR, I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. These are just, they're just like rubber plugs. Yeah, they're really boring. Hold on. Oh, I dropped, oh shit. Oh fuck, it just bounced across my desk. These guys. I don't know how to present that. They're rubber. Ew, look at my little butthole. They're like soft and squishy, so that I can leave them in all the time and my ears don't stretch anymore. Because if you leave like heavy ones in, they bounce. If dropped, I hate it. You lose them so fast. Like the sheer amount of time I've set them down in the shower to take a shower and lost them. But yeah, they just, that size. You think they're zeros? Zeros or 00. It's one of those. I don't know. I never change them. But yeah, if you have stretched ears, or if you want to stretch your ears, if you're ever thinking about it, like, if you put a heavy, like a stone or a weight in there or something, your ears will slowly start to grow another size up, and I don't want mine any bigger at all. So unless I'm, like, dressing up fancy or putting in something special for special occasions, I just wear these because they're so light. They're not weighing my ear and stretching it anymore. What? Vile. What? They do kind of look like an earphone plug. Yeah, they're just like these soft little, they're called tunnels, silicone tunnels. But they basically just maintain the hole without letting it stretch or grow anymore or anything like that. There's something, and this is nothing to get, this is just me personally, but like, I had them a little bit bigger, and there's like, Vissy describes it, she has a term for it, and I can't remember how she described it, but there's like an event horizon, where when you stretch your ears to a certain point, your earlobe turns out, because it's so big, it's pressing against like your jaw and your skull, and it starts to turn out, and it like changes the way your face looks, and I don't want that. So I stretched to the point where that's not happening, and my ears still lay flat and normal, and then I stopped, and I'm good now. But that's just me. I didn't like the way it made my face look. So this is what Vile said, because this is fucking sick. I have to read this out loud. It's wild. Yesterday I heard... I have to take a hit before I read this, because, racism! Cheers. Not to these people. Cheers. So Val said, yesterday I overheard some of the Hobby Lobby employees say some off-kilter things like, and we are quoting here, "Why are there so many urban people here? These urban folk are making me uncomfortable." keep an eye on those urban folk. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's pretentious white people code for black, right? For not white, I should say. That means not white. Yeah, okay, I'm not off base. Yeah. Urban, not white. That is just blatant racist. Racism under a cloak. Under a napkin that's see-through. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Again, with heavy quotes, they see it as the polite way to describe someone of color. I'm literally just, none of this makes sense to me personally. I'm just reiterating what I have been told. Yeah. I don't know what to do with that. I was gonna ask Knives if that was a record. Those urban folk, the real issue, if you're an idiot, of course. I mean, imagine not only just thinking those things, but saying them out loud. My sister's ex-husband called colored people Democrats? What? What does good old boy mean? Does that mean like old rich white dude, part of the man's club? I've heard that term. People are weird. I'm not rapist. Rapist? I'm not racist. I have at least one urban friend. Jesus Christ. People of color, I know what you meant. It's okay. It's just, the important part is, what the fuck? Like, this is the shit that comes to mind when dumbass white people say things such as, I'm not racist, but I don't want to make this about race, but let's not make everything about race. What do we call that, kids? Fucking privilege, my God. It doesn't take a woke mind. What? I don't see color. Yeah, you're so small. I feel bad. I pity. It's so much pity. I like that one lady freaked out the one time when she thought there was a demon in the store because I kept Oh, that's beautiful. A man who embodies some or all of the qualities considered characteristic of white men of the southern U.S. Okay, good old boy. I was right. Including unpretentious, convivial manner, conservative or intolerant attitudes, and a strong sense of fellowship with and loyalty to... I don't... I had to reboot. Aren't that. They are like the epitome of intolerant. What up, yeet skis? Gross. Newsflash, kids! Louder for those in the back! Every motherfucking thing is about race because it's built into the system. Define systematic. Truly, I mean, it's not, it's just real. A white person's self-actualization in regards to race just frustrates me. Yeah. What I see a lot is, how do I word this? It's like, I see a lot of white people, impose their thoughts and ideas onto people of color, and then just follow with assuming that what they've imposed is fact and real and what everybody wants. Do you know what I'm trying to say? There's a term, there's got to be a word for it or something, but it's like me talking about the black experience like I could ever conceptualize that. Projecting, what up, BDO? Is it projecting? That shit. I see that a lot. I hear my parents do it. I hear my family do it. I hear a lot of people do it. I have to stop them and be like, how the fuck are you talking? How you aren't black. You aren't of color at all. You literally blind people in the sun. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, there's no way you can conceptualize what this is. I can't. I empathize. I seek to learn more about it, but I will never conceptualize what it is to be a person of color. That's impossible. That's just impossible. And to speak on it is fucking ignorant. I just like to make my face like the... and be like, what do you mean? Explain your racism, your joke about... Because 9 times out of 10, they'll realize it's not funny and make it uncomfy as possible. I too enjoy making racist assholes very uncomfortable. You know, it's sad. We're getting better in so many ways, but we're also getting worse in so many ways as humans. 100%. I feel like human history is 1 step forward, 2 steps back. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. And there's always been good people in the world. There will always be good people in the world. But no one likes reading news about good people, so you're not going to hear about that. People like reading news about horror, destruction, murder, death. Which is why we try to celebrate good news here. When someone wants to share good news, I think that's something we should celebrate and remember and be excited about. The way VR explained it made it sound like Good Old Boys are more casually racist while trying to present them as being proper. Yeah. It's just... Do they self-describe that way? When I was younger, I used to say I don't see color because I legit meant it as I don't think anyone's less than me. I've now since learned how fucking stupid that is, and I apologize. I do not say that anymore. 100%. All of the things I've been bitching about, like, I don't want to make this about race. Not everything's about race. Blah, 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 blah. I'm absolutely guilty of all these things. I don't speak on them just because I'm trashing other people. If you were raised white, it's pretty fucking guaranteed that we're just ignorant as fuck. The privilege puts a nice little gauze over our eyes where we're just like, life is easy. Oh. It takes, like, active asking, questioning, listening, being part of the world. Like, that's just part of growing up, I think, really. Like, we're all learning as we go. No one's perfect. No one knows everything. I am anti-fascist. This is true. But no one asked me that last time I was in Montana, which is a bummer. Kindness doesn't sell. It really doesn't. Yeah, that's truth. It's sad. It's really hard. Like, you know... People want to talk about horror movies, thriller movies, action thrillers. No one's out there like, have you guys... I mean, actually, Crispy did this morning, which I was really excited about. Crispy was like, was talking about a really heartwarming movie on Netflix. Those aren't... You know, we make fun of Hallmark. That's the heartwarming shit, but we all, like, poke fun at it. It's interesting. It's interesting. We're very much a kind of a little bit fucked up. One of my best friends was adopted from Korea as an infant and has a full-on Minnesotan accent. She constantly has to deal with the, but where are you from question. I can think of so many things to ask somebody to get to know them that has nothing, that doesn't, I just don't, why is that even a topic? I did get my Christmas gift delivered this week, still haven't opened it, afraid to. Why? Is it alive? It's one of my favorite parts of my job when I try to salvage customer goodwill after my managers stereotype everybody that isn't white. Yeah. Favorite. Heavy quotes. Heavy quotes. Will and Harper. That was thank you, Crispy. That was the heartwarming movie. But I think that's something we should, like, embrace and talk about and be more into. Or comedy. Comedy is great. Trying to learn. Always, but you've never learned it all, and I think some people get exhausted by the fact that you're never gonna know it all. You're never gonna conceptualize that experience, and it's a constant process of learning, empathizing, and talking and listening your entire life. Because the Black experience is going to change our entire lives. We have to be open to learning about that, empathizing, and trying to make a difference. Ignoring it and putting the little gauze of I'm white and everything's easy over your eyes. I don't see color. I don't see racism where I live. I don't see it. I don't know. Blah, 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 blah. What the fuck does that do for anybody? Fuck all. Really? Make people feel like shit? Oh, because you know what it is? Oh, wait, but you're going to open it on Christmas. Is it bad? She loves fucking with people who do that too. Where are you from? Oh, small town in southern Minnesota. Good. Good, she should. Oh, it's a brand new... There's a dog hair on me. Brand new PS5 Pro still in the box. Fuck yes. Fuck yes, dude. Fuck yes. What are you gonna play first? Go to a real redneck area with the most liberal looking looks. Me. See how long it takes to get asked if you're Antifa or some dumb other question. Think of it as punked, but not hosted by assholes. I mean, I know a little town in Washington State that would be perfect for that. The problem is it's so small that there's probably still people living there that would recognize me. Technology is beginning to outstrip our current evolutionary states able to deal... Yes. AI. I don't see it as also invalidating towards... Thank you. That was the word I was looking for. It's invalidating towards the lived experience of others. That was the word I was trying to think of when I said you make people feel dumb. You're invalidating. You're 100% invalidating the personal experience of another human. And how fucking dare you? I know none of you would do that. I'm preaching to the fucking choir. I'm literally just brain dumping on you guys, things that frustrate me on a regular basis, and I know you completely understand. Like, I know you can't have been here for the past 10 years and think this way. It's just, it's a very, yes, 100%. It's like when someone gives you a compliment and you go, no, you have now invalidated that person's opinion of you and you're basically called someone stupid. It's unkind. Why would you do that? It's so bright in here. I'm sorry if I'm whiting everyone out right now. The sun came out today. Wait. No, Anubis. Just got dinner out of the oven. Heard a small tink. That's happened to me twice, and it's that moment of silence where you're just like, oh. There goes that beautiful porcelain dish of some kind. I've done that twice. I don't know, like, I haven't done it to it. It just happened. I get the same panic, though, if you ever cook something on, like, a sheet pan, and you take, like, I made cookies last night. You take the sheet pan out of the oven, you put it on the counter, and the sheet pan does that opposite pop. So I, like, turn around to close the oven, and I hear pump, and I'm like, ah! You remember those toys that look like half a cup? They look like half a circle, and you would turn them inside out and put them on the table and just wait for them to pop back right side out? And they'd go flying. That's what the pan kind of does, but on a way minor scale. I fucking hate it. I also hate the tin biscuits that you, like, bust on a counter to open up. I can't make them unless someone else is there to bust it open, because I just, like, cannot bring myself to hit the counter with it. I'm like, okay, we're gonna do this. I'll sometimes just, like, want to drop it in the sink and hope it happens, or drop it on the floor, but then my biscuits would be dirty. I can't. I hate it so much. I'm so glad I'm not the only one, because that shit sucks. That's the problem, though, is they don't believe others' lived experiences. They believe their own experiences explain everything. They haven't seen racism, so it's over. Duh. When did someone's personal life experience become something to be believed or not? Obviously excluding compulsive liars, etc. Like, if you are blessed enough to have someone's personal story or experience shared with you, that's not, I've never thought, like, that's like, do I believe this or not? It's like, wow. You take it in, you absorb it like a story, like this, they're giving you this. You love whacking the biscuits? Oh man, Beatrice, you can fucking whack my biscuits any day. Love that for you. Chocolate oranges are great. They don't make a pop sound. I like slamming those. Those are amazing. Chocolate oranges are probably my favorite. Oh my god, tragedy struck. Did you guys know that they changed the Lifesaver books? We were talking about this recently. That was one of my favorite treats as a kid. Lifesaver books. You know, it'd have two big thick sides full of all the different types of lifesavers. It's now one side with a cheap piece of cardboard window, and it's all the same. It's all rainbow lifesavers. I saw them the other day in Walmart, and I was like, oh my god, Lifesaver books! And then I opened it and was like, blasphemers! It's disgusting. Where's all the cherry, the coconut ones, the mint? Where'd they go? They removed one entire side, and it costs the same. Guys, the world is changing, not for the better. Lifesaver books. Oh my god. Do you know what Lifesavers are, right? The little hard candies. Little hoop hard candies. Butterscotch. Oh my god, I fucking love the butterscotch ones. They're not in it. So it looked like, trying to see if I have anything. It was like a book, and both sides were full of like, I think it was like 5 rolls of lifesavers apiece. Once and both they just had every type of lifesaver possible. So you'd probably get like 3 rolls of rainbow, you get a couple rolls of butterscotch, you get a couple rolls of just like, it was either cherry or strawberry, red, I don't know, red flavor, and then you get a mint one and like a coconut one. It was white and pasty, and I didn't never really like that one. Me too. That was always a stocking stuffer. They're weird. They're one-sided and it's all rainbow. I don't know what happened to all the good lifesavers. They're gone. I don't know what happened. I'm not here to share disaster and destruction, but you know, the systemic racism in the world's like mildly important, but lifesavers, my dudes. This is like life-altering shit. Please ignore the dumb white girl on screen. She looks real pale and real high right now. Red 40 flavor, that. Yeah. I always got those as stocking stuffers. Those, a chocolate orange, and then real orange, like tangerines and nuts and shit would be like in the bottom of my stocking stuff. My stocking. Oh, nuh-uh, check a different store. Walmart gets different stuff because of the price point. All right, we all have a journey to make now. Every time you're in a store, I just need you to walk by the Christmas candy and see if those double-sided lifesaver books are there. Don't buy one. Don't waste your money unless you want to because they're amazing. But I need thank you. I literally I've been to Walmart like once in the past year. I normally just order groceries because I'm really lazy. But I thought I would look. You know what I love? The holiday hot sauce boxes. Oh, yeah. Those are great. They're not the same. Things change. Life changes. The world changes. There's nothing wrong with it. But the nostalgia when I was a kid, I don't know who sold it or why, but there was someone went door to door and sold those cans of popcorn. Like cans. I mean, I was a kid. They're probably like this big, right? When I was a kid, it was like, yeah, can of popcorn. But it would be split up into like pie slices, and it would be like caramel corn, caramel nut corn, white cheddar popcorn, normal, and then like some sort of other sweet corn, like popcorn. I loved that shit when oh man, those things. I could eat that whole thing, all of it, because it was just like you'd take one bite of like a savory, and then a bite of a sweet, and then a bite of a savory, and a bite of a sweet. It was just like the most perfect. Yeah, the huge cans. I don't know if they're huge. I was so young the last time I saw one. I don't know if they're actually huge or if that's like my small baby mind. If they're going to make me eat the overly sugared garbage food, I should at least be able to choose what I want to rot my tooth with. Exactly. I heard the FDA may actually start banning Red 5. I fear for all my candy. Oh! I mean, if it's killing me, I don't want to eat it, but I too like some red candy. Shit, don't apologize. If we lived close enough to town, we'd get our groceries delivered too. I wish it for all of you. Honestly, for the fact that it really has cut down my grocery bill. I don't know what they really do. I mean, I'm not a compulsive shopper, but they really do get you when you're just walking through the aisles and you're like, oh my God, I've gotten everything I need, but that looks tasty. And that, whereas I sit there and I know I have my list and I just search like toilet paper, Windex. I search for exactly what I want. I get everything that's on my grocery list and it's done. I save so much money versus going to the grocery store and picking like, you know, that box of cereal is only $5. That box of cereal is only $5, and suddenly you have $30 worth of cereal in your cart, and that it exponentiates so far. Suddenly you've got $100 worth of groceries, and you're like, "What the fuck? I am one person. Holy shit!" I really like ordering groceries for that reason. Boy Scouts, was it good? I mean, are Boy Scouts still shitty? They went through some shit. I don't know if they're still shitty or if they remain shitty. I do I'm infinitesimally jealous of big boobies. You guys know this. Like, I want to die suffocated by big, juicy boobies. Just. That's how I want to go. That or a bear. Oh, for those not in the USA, lifesavers are polo, but polo are invariably spearmint. Interesting. You guys don't have, like, the red colors. Exactly. Do I really need a case of Mountain Dew? It's only $24.99. And then it's suddenly, yeah, you've got $100 worth of groceries. It's crazy. They accept girls now? Good. The boots are on Force on Blue Sky. I just tried to link me to some sus Discord link. Gross. What? The bots. I read boots for some reason. Let's just ignore me. They discontinued the Lifesaver books in 2003. I can copy and paste it. It's okay. Links are sometimes assholes and don't paste for some reason. I got you. No storybook ending for Lifesaver fans this Christmas. It's actually gone. Each Christmas for the past 4 decades, Mel Campbell, 71, has bought the Lifesaver's sweet storybook for his daughter's stockings. When his 3 grandchildren were born, he started doing it for them too. Now, for the first time in all those years, Campbell hasn't been able to find the rolls of hard candy packaged in the little cardboard book. In recent years, sold in Canada under the name Fun Books, and he's worried it will mark the end of the long-standing holiday tradition. This year, for the first time, it's been very difficult to find them. Past years, I've been able to find them after Christmas. I've been able to find them until after Christmas. Where does it say they're... The Campbells aren't imagining things. Quote, we discontinued the Lifesaver Fun Books in 2023, confirmed Tarm Nersessian, Director of External Communications and Affairs for Mars Canada. The Lifesavers... Well, that's... I mean... No! Oh, it says it's still available in the US, though. Maybe. The Lifesaver Sweet Storybook has been discontinued in Canada, but it's still available in the US, but it still might be the weird one. Oh my god, it has a picture of it? Stop. I'm not this old, but that was the book. Like, I don't think I've ever lived in a time where the Lifesaver book was only 49 cents. And I've never heard of clove or lemon. But I think the rest of those were in there. But clove and lemon, those weren't in there. That was the book. Oh yeah, like the book, it looked like a book. Like, it was either silver, sometimes it was gold, some years it was gold. But it looked like a book, and you opened it up, and it was fat. And it had all the fucking, I keep wanting to say Jolly Ranchers, it had all the Lifesavers in it, and it was my favorite. I loved this, because it was all the different flavors. I loved the variety. Clove flavored candy? I don't know if I've, yeah, there's a clove one. Let me see. It's got wintergreen, that makes sense. Peppermint, spearmint, wild cherry, 5 flavors, cola. Okay. I don't know what this one is. Does anybody know what that is on the bottom? If you guys remember this flavor by any means, let me know. Wintergreen, clove, lemon, butterscotch, Cristo Mint? What the fuck is Cristo Mint? And I have no orange. I'm guessing that's orange. Tropical! Okay, that's where the fucking weird, the one I keep mentioning, it's like coconut or pineapple. It was white and like, not like the spearmint white. It was like opaque candy white. It was like cum colored. I swear to God, as a child, I didn't know. As an adult, very aware. It was cum colored, like kind of see-through, but not. I didn't like the texture. They were like kind of gummy. Or waxy or something. Yeah, they were gross. Yep, I hated them. I never liked that one. But it came in that fucking tropical roll. There were other good ones in there. But that one I hated. I don't know what it was supposed to be. Jizz rings. Oh my god, they are. Firm biscuits, if you will. Really, I've looked at a few places and only found 5 flavor books with 5 rolls in it. And they're all the same, right? They're all rainbow. Wow. I've heard, I used to smoke clove cigarettes when I was in high school and a super cool bad girl. Then I became a respiratory therapist. Life is weird. Baby batter donuts, stop it. So like the pear jelly bean that everyone loves but tastes icky, I've never eaten a pear jelly bean. But you know the jelly bean I hate that everyone loves, that I feel like everyone loves for some reason, is popcorn. Popcorn jelly bean, it just is like weird old movie theater in my face. I don't know. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. Yeah, but like, usually anytime I'm around someone eating jelly beans, they're like, oh, fuck, that's my favorite. Sick likes them, you get all the popcorn. That one is, it feels like it should be in like the Birdie's Bots thing. Birdie's Beans and Bots or whatever. It feels like a joke. Like I'm going along and I'm enjoying my jelly beans and suddenly hot buttered popcorn. What? I'm supposed to go back to like root beer and cherry after this? Where do I go from there? Popcorn jelly bean's the only jelly bean I like. See? It's just me. Starburst jelly beans are the best jelly beans that have ever existed because they're tart. They're like sour. Anything with a little bit of sour in it, fuck yes. This is NSFW and should not be shown on air, so I will not show this on air. But it's Monty Python, which we're all adults here. It's reference to death by boobies. Oh, that's fabulous. What company makes the best jelly beans? Jelly Bean, Jelly Belly, whatever. The original, the little one, the little. I don't like those big off-brand ones that get stuck in your teeth. That are like in bins, not trash bins, but like in bulk. Those are disgusting. And they're more often than not the worst black licorice flavor you'd ever taste. And I like black licorice. But Starburst jelly beans, but I think those are by Jelly Belly, right? Yes, we watched the trailer for 28 Days Later. It looks really fucking cool, but I had to pause on what's his name? Killian Murphy? I really didn't know that was him. If that's a mislead, that's pretty crazy. That's a good mislead. I don't like jellied things in general. I kind of drift away. I'm not a huge fan. Like, I like the little jelly beans because they have that crunch. They have the hard shell on them, and it's not. It was not him. Haha. He's in the movie, though, right? I'm pretty sure we looked up the casting and he's in the movie. Do they realize they made that zombie look exactly like him? Starburst candy canes are good. I've never had Skittles or Smarties or Airheads candy canes, but I do like I like sour, and Starburst tend to have sour, I guess, or is sour the word? Tart. I don't know. Tart seems a weird word to say over and over, but whatever that is, that feature, that's like my favorite. Is the little bit of sour, a little bit of tart in there. That makes anything better. I like candy canes, but I'm not really. I'll take a cinnamon candy cane. But other than that, if I'm gonna have a candy cane, it's gonna be a candy cane. Like peppermint. And honestly, to this day, since I was a child, my favorite candy canes are those ones that are just the straight fucking knob of candy cane, and you suck on it until it becomes a deadly weapon, and then you just poke your tongue with it for hours, and then the tip breaks off, and then you suck on it a little bit more, and then you're like, maybe I'll floss my teeth with a candy cane. I don't do that part anymore, but when I was a kid, or just sit there and like see if you can make yourself bleed. Just me. The guy it was stated it wasn't, and the studio confirmed it. Okay, they really made him. That looked. I mean, it looked like an emaciated, horrifically emaciated, dead Killian Murphy. Please don't get me wrong. It didn't look like him. Exactly, healthy. My mouth's off its game today. You gotta craft the candy cane shiv. It's law, right? Like, what do you even do with the hook? Do you just like, what do you do with that? I snap that shit off, chew it up, and now I've got my spear. I don't know what to do with that, honestly. Rock candy was the shit. I liked rock candy when I was a kid, but I like hard candy. It's terrible and you shouldn't, but I chew on it. I actually actively ask people around me, like, hey, if you hear me chewing on this cough drop or something, will you please pinch me? Because it's horrible for your teeth. You can literally break your teeth. You can snap off the enamel by chewing on hard candy. It's the worst habit. Don't do it. Oh my god, but have you ever had a candy cane where you can literally just break off little discs of it at a time? Like the most thin little discs with your front teeth, like, because the candy just is made the perfect way. Oh, oh. In my moment of glory, what's my moment of glory? From today? Oh god, I have no idea what I did. Oh. I already forgot about, so. doesn't? Who doesn't? Like, I either want to go out great or entertaining. The bear, because it would be a fun story, like no shit. If I just, I mean, we're theorizing. I'm not going anywhere where there's going to be a bear recently, but like, if I just disappeared for a week and then suddenly Zeke came on stream and was like, guys, I have to tell you, Katie's passed. She was eaten by a bear. Like, where would your brain go? Because I want to give that gift to you. I want to give that gift of like, who, what, when, where, how, whom stuff. Please, on my tombstone, I just want Classical Catherine whom stuff. I want to give you that gift. Because what a fucking confusing, what? Who, what, when, where, how? I don't even know. I don't know. But like, it'd be very... And for the rest of time, everyone would be like, yeah, ClassyKatie was eaten by a bear. How? Why? We don't know. We don't. Why was she hanging out with bears? We don't fucking know. Like, what a fun mystery to have together. Good morning, Socrates. I hope you're doing well. Good morning, Chris. I hope you're doing well, Honeybean. You run into a bear just chomping. I'm saying, what a dope way to go. Better yet, a bear with boobs. No, nope, that's not it. That bear, the only reason you'd know I was eaten by a bear is they would find the bear existentially high, because I am definitely inedible at this point. Definitely inedible at this point. Like, if we were to open mouth kiss, which we don't because this is a Christian Minecraft stream, if we did, you might get a contact high from my saliva, is what I'm saying. There's a lot of THC going on in this body right now. That bear would have the fucking best time. Cheers. Thank you, Socrates. Sports bras, which we learned today are not preferred by Hobby Lobby, can create some very false cleavage. It's all a trick. Looks great from the front, but from the side, you look like a boy. Not that there's anything wrong with looking like a boy. You're beautiful the way you are. You know what I'm saying? I unplugged myself. I drew a bear with boobs for money once. True story. Was it dope? Giant titty bear suffocating you with its giant titties and then eats you is not an image we need in our head. Sometimes what you need isn't what you want, though. What am I saying? What you want isn't what you need? Yeah. Like, maybe the gift is not something necessarily you were looking forward to or wanted. It wasn't on your Christmas list and or your bingo sheet knives, but maybe you needed it a little. Socrates, 100%. I've made that joke many times. My pussy isn't edible. It has to be. There's no... I mean, if they can literally test my saliva and my piss and get a certain amount of THC out of it, why wouldn't it be everywhere else? Right? I'm like, not even like, love that for you, but like for real. I genuinely, I think if a cannibal ate me, they might get fucked up. That being said, what's his name? Jeffrey Dahmer said tattoos taste like shit. So, you win some, you lose some. Wait, bears have boobies? I hate it. Right? I mean, Jeffrey, stop eating people. Like, I feel like we all have an easy solution for Jeffrey's problem that he just wasn't quite picking up on. I mean, every mammal, for the most part, as far as I can think at this exact moment, lactates. Fun fact that, I mean, it's fun fact. It boggles my mind. Humans are the only mammals to just have boobs all the time. I have never lactated, nor have I ever been pregnant, and yet I have titties all the time. like even primates, they develop mammaries when they have babies, and then their mammaries, their titties get all stretched out and pulled on from the baby monkeys and shit. But then they deflate down when they're no longer breastfeeding. Elephants get titties when they're breastfeeding, and then they go away. We just like get chest fat. We're weird. Humans are weird. That's all I'm saying. We're kind of freaks. They are, Zai, 100%. Yeah, they're human plumage. Human plumage? I mean, I've read like when I was doing my psychology shit, of course, we read Freud, Morning Kinger, and all that shit. And like some of it really rings true and some of it's pretty crazy. Like I don't think everybody wants to fuck their mom. That being said, I do think that what is perceived as normal is perceived as safe. Therefore, you seek out an environment similar to the one you were raised in. So a lot of people will be like, wow, I married my father. Like that's just, we do that. It's nature, you know? And unfortunately that works the opposite way. Or it works the same way. Like if home was a dangerous environment, you will often find yourself in a dangerous environment. You've put yourself in one as an adult because even though it was dangerous, it's familiar, which means safe. Anyway, why am I talking about this? Hi, Slurmy. I was saying how I want to die in some titties. Was it boobs? Oh, yeah, that's why. There is a psychology behind, like, hips and boobs interpreted, like, how do I put this? They did, like, those, I can't remember the name of the thing, but they basically do scans of your brain while presenting images to you, and they watch what parts of your brain light up with electrical activity. And the same parts of your brain that light up with electrical activity for boobs and hips are the same parts of your body that light up when we talk about fertility and having children. And so they think like it's a psychosocial, like big boobs, big hips, big lips are all signs of a very fertile creature. Like I will procreate, and it drives us to want to fuck that thing. Like there's a thing in there, like, you know, people's body types and like types of things they like aside. There's some ishness to it. But yeah, we are the only mammal that like just has titties without giving birth or anything. It's odd. I mean, I'm into it. I love me some titties, but it is odd. Humans with external reproductive organs can also lactate through enough stimulation. Facts. External reproductive organs never made sense. I mean, that's evolutionary fuckery, in my opinion. Like, I know why balls are on the outside. It's like, you know, temperature control to keep the spermies alive, blah, 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 blah. But, like, why did you evolve for that? Like, I evolved so my ovaries could be inside and I don't have to worry about the eggs getting too cold or too hot or whatever. My body takes care of that. How come balls didn't get to do the same? We're just gonna put the most sensitive reproductive organs dangling between your legs at punchable, kickable height. Okay. No shit. The dark rim around the iris of people's eyes is supposed to be a sign of fertility. I've never heard anything like that. I don't know if, I mean, I've never read anything or heard anything where we know, what's the word? We know, like, conclusively why eye color is. We know how it's developed, how it evolved, how, you know, DNA works and how the Punnett squares and whatever and who gets what eye color. But we don't, like, aside from the melanin, like melanin obviously makes eyes and skin darker so you can handle more sunlight. Please wear sunscreen. Everybody should fucking wear sunscreen. But I've never read anything where we like know if, I don't know. I don't know. I've never read anything about eyes pertaining to it. Your pupil going like blah, 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 while you're talking to someone means you're horny. I know that. Lots of ancient sculpture and art that has a goddess with big lips, titties, and butts. Yeah, it's very ingrained, and I mean, I don't know, honestly, if that has anything to do with anything. Like, if big titties mean you're fertile or not. One of my technicians at work messaged me asking for an extension for one of his tasks that's due today. I told him to sing me a Christmas carol first, and he actually did. That's a fucking team player right there. I would have sang you a Christmas carol, too. It might not have been appropriate, but I would have done it. I just realized I don't have a childhood memory of a safe environment. That explains a lot. I'm just regurgitating shit that I learned in school and or my therapist has said out loud. But it's like you have to rewrite your brain in terms of what is safe, because safe is familiar. Familiar meaning we know how to deal with this. Like, you know, if you grew up in a household full of yelling, you know how to handle yelling. That's normal, that's every day for you. So a quiet house doesn't feel safe because you don't know what to do with that. My eye is twitching. Oh my god. It's so gross. Are you done? Did you see that shit? You made my eye twitch. Oh my god. I mean, Diz, we were all raised on Jackass. That shit, I'm sure, ruined half of us. I mean, the fact that still to this day I find injury funny is fucked up. It's twitching again. It's so weird. I have no control of this muscle. Stop it. Calm down. I don't have conscious control of it, I should say. Limbal rings. You mean like a dark around the outside? I was gonna say, because I have a gold circle around my pupil. My camera is not great and the lighting in here is bleaching everything out. But my eyes are like blue, green, gray, whatever. They change with what I'm wearing. One of those. But around my pupils, like a really light gold ring of copper. And I was gonna say, does that mean I'm like the opposite? Like, cause good. If it's lighter, does that mean I have nothing? Cause I've been doing a lot of work to avoid pregnancy for fuck all, if that's the case. Where's my lighter? Twitching eye on Twitch, iconic. It really, I hope you guys saw that. It was a big twitch. It was like, bleh. Good morning, Jack. How are you? A melanistic human could stand to visit ye old bedroom too, giggity. Ye old bedroom! Sounds like it's gonna be in like like Antoinette era France where people have to stand around and watch me fuck. Could be hot. But none of them want to be there. It was just like by law. I don't know about that. Cheers. Right, even America's Funniest Home Videos, which is family friendly, is not. It's babies getting hurt. It's wild how many parents would just like film their children getting injured and keep filming. Wild. Wild. VR, no shit. Viva La Bam was my shit. Like, I loved Viva La Bam. I had a big crush on Bam when I was a kid. I had a poster of Bam in a throne in my dorm room. I still follow him and his family. CKY was the very first concert I ever went to, like, without my parents, on my own with friends. Super far away from home. It was awesome. I wore a very short skirt and acted very slutty. I had a great time. He's gone into rehab and out of rehab and into rehab and out of rehab, and then he moved to another country, and I don't know if he's still living in Europe. Like, I hope all the best for him, but I don't think he's doing very well right now. It's super fucking sad. But I mean, like, again, watching Viva La Bam as an adult versus a child, like, wow. We quite literally just watched a man abuse his parents overtly for money over and over and over and get away with it and get laughed at and be encouraged to be a piece of shit over and over and over and over again. Like, his parents literally let him drop out of school and get his GED to skateboard. Which, I mean, sure. Can you not skateboard and go to school at the same time? Like, it's just an environment of extreme enabling. I can't help but think, like, yeah, he got to this place. Are you fucking kidding? I don't want that for him. I really hope he's able to turn around, but Jesus fucking Christ. As a kid, hilarious. As an adult, what the fuck? He needed to be backhanded in the balls so many fucking times. Sad. But it's just, I mean, you watch it now and you're like, yeah, of course you got to this place. Like, you were never told no. You don't end up... The world is full of no. You gotta learn how to take no. A lot of no. You know? You know? No. No. 9. 9. Niet. Yeah. Jackass, same. I think he literally was, at least by Knoxville, like, kicked out of Jackass? What'll really bend your noodle is when you learn that because of the prize money, parents would stage their kids getting hurt to try and win. In today's life of family content creators, none of that shock. My noodle's so overcooked, it's falling apart. My noodle is like you put it in your mouth and it just goes. I don't know if you guys follow the news on content creators, but there have been so many fucking family vloggers that are shut down and their parents are being sent to prison for the sheer fucking abuse of their children for money. It's nauseating. It hasn't changed. It's just a different fucking platform. It's easier, I think, to be a piece of shit now. Good morning, October. I hope you're doing well, honeybean. Yeah, they're gross. Family creators are just. I don't see any. In my personal opinion, I don't have kids, so none of my opinions matter at all. I am not a parent. I don't see why people should put their children on the internet. I think that's weird. I've thought it's weird since it started happening. I remember when I was in college, like getting out of college, and my friends were starting to have kids, and they would create hashtags on like Instagram for their kids, and they're like, my kids will love to look back and look at this 25,000 photo album of them getting potty trained when they're older. That's why I'm making these hashtags, so they have something to look back on. I don't see it. I don't see any purpose, reason, or like anything. It all seems really fucked up. The one in Utah, Ruby Frankie. What a fucking waste of air. I'm trying to think of what the other one was. You don't need to be a parent to realize it's bad to exploit a child like that. Yes, of course. I feel like when you talk about parenting anything and you are not a parent, it's like I'm speaking on an experience I cannot speak on. Never been one. That being said, child exploitation is bad across the board. It's just really fucking stark, mad, crazy, wild when you watch parents do to their kids. Like, this Ruby Frankie girl made her like 16, 17-year-old son sleep in a beanbag chair in the living room for over a year as a form of punishment. Like, this child did not have a bedroom. And then, either right before that or right after that, she sent them to one of those horrible desert camps where they basically are starved to death and put in horrible conditions and some kids die. Like, that's just one example of the horrific conditions. And then it just, like, exponentiated. It is... And this was all filmed. All of it was on TikTok and YouTube. All of it. People watched it. She had millions of subscribers. Like, I think in the tens of millions of people watched this shit and were like, yeah, this is appropriate. And that's really scary. Yeah, it's not the same one, but one similar. There's more of those camps, and I think there's a lot in Utah because they have a lot of open area where they can just abuse people in the middle of fucking nowhere. It's grotesque. Fiata, right? Like, there's a thing with consent there that I think is really important. It's fine to have albums of your kids' whole lives, but it's a completely different thing to put them on the public internet for strangers. I agree. Like, that's the part that's very confusing to me. I love to look back at my baby books and giggle at photos that my mom took of us, like, covered in peanut butter or making cake and we were always covered in something, filthy children, cake batter or something. And, like, those are hilarious, but I don't see how anyone would want to see those or why there would be a reason for any of that to be on the internet. That being said, when my friends have babies, I want to see your baby. But send it to me personally. For example... When Dan came back the other day for the first time, we went and rated him. He immediately went to Discord and sent me pictures of his adorable baby on a private platform where I can enjoy them because that baby is not meant for public eyes. And that's not saying everyone's a creeper, but anyone can be a creeper, right? There's no reason. That baby is literally a fetus. Like, that was the one, Molly, that was the one I was trying to think of, Daddy 05. Yep, that one was disgusting. That was one where parents... like, pretended to be pranking with their children or pranking their children, and it was just abuse. Like, absolute fucking verbal, physical abuse. It was disgusting. Thank you, Crispy. I appreciate that. There's a lot of pedos out there, exactly, following these family accounts, and you can tell by the counts on the videos which ones are hidden. It's disgusting. I've seen, like, podcasts breaking that shit down, and it is so gross. The troubled teen industry, that's a good word for it, where basically... it's gross. You look it up. It's disgusting. Yes, the Catch Me Outside girl was sent to one of those camps. So was Paris Hilton, I think. And she was abused, and she sued them, I think. We were always covered in something. It is odd to say, but no shit. We were kind of like feral children. So we were either covered in mud or we were dressing up. Like we had a chest of just like dress up clothes that was just like shit my mom didn't want anymore. But we would put on all the layers and we'd have like one of her old bras on the outside and we'd be superheroes with capes. Or we were covered in pancake batter because we were trying to make mom breakfast without her knowing. Or we were covered in ice cream. Like we would, okay, this is crazy, but I know I can't be the only one. We would put vanilla ice cream in a bowl and put a little bit of chocolate, probably a lot of it, I don't know, chocolate syrup on it. And then you would like whip it almost, like stir it, but it was like making like soft serve ice cream. And then you would eat it. She has pictures of us doing that a lot, but it's just like fucking all over my face. Like to hear. I don't understand how that happened. But just always, like, pictures at Easter were dyeing eggs. You bet there's dye up my arms and on my body somewhere. Why? I'm still that way. I don't give a fuck. I'm just go, and then after I go, I'm like, oh shit, is that hot glue on my pants? God damn it. Yes, kids have died in those trouble camps. I mentioned that earlier. It's disgusting. They shouldn't exist. There is absolutely no reason to bookmark a picture of a toddler in a diaper. Thank you. That's the term I was looking for. They bookmark them, or on, there's something on, is it bookmarking too on TikTok? Because I've seen some parents on there that just film their babies bathing and shit. It's disgusting. It's all disgusting. Is it favoriting? I don't TikTok, so I really don't know the word. Dennis said that right now, because he's so young, he just looks like baby. Once he starts developing actual distinctive facial features, no internet pics. I agree with that 100%. Yeah, agree with that. Me and my siblings were like that. Yeah, because between certain times of the day, almost no parental supervision. Exactly. Did I see it? I don't know. I don't know. I consume so much shit. I either heard a comedian say it or I saw it on Instagram or something. This is not an original thought. That's all I'm trying to put out there. But someone said recently, they were like, you remember those 2 hours after school? Those were those precious hours where you could beat the shit out of your sibling, eat whatever the fuck you wanted, watch whatever the fuck you wanted on TV before your parents came home. Like, those were the feral hours. Like, that's where we learned how to live in the world. And while that's, like, not, you know, it's funny, it's a little true. A little bit. But those are pretty, like, for us, it was a lot more hours than that, because my mom worked 12-hour days, so she wouldn't get home until, like, 9 o'clock at night. The feral hours were, you know, eating a plate of corn dogs that was just mounded and sitting in front of the TV and watching a Xena rerun marathon or something for hours, because I was that level of nerdy child. Latchkey hours, man. The latchkey shit was real. I mean, we lived in the middle of nowhere, so there was no... I might have a house key now, but growing up, we never locked our doors, ever. The closest neighbor was 5 miles away. It was just, we just never locked our doors. It was weird. So I never had a key. But it's definitely nobody there at all. Maybe next month we'll all not be talking anymore. I heard, we were talking about it the other day, Barilla. Someone's gonna buy it. There's an American company is gonna buy TikTok, but somehow it will still be under the control of the guy that owned it originally. Like, he'll now be a consultant with this company or something. The person from China. I don't know. I don't know the names. I have no idea. But so we were talking about it the other day in chat, and someone said that that's going on because it's too lucrative. It's too big. It's too lucrative at this point. They're going to do something. I didn't mind being a latchkey kid. I don't know if it was good for me, but I loved those feral hours. Like, by feral, it's not like we were doing things that were nefariously evil or anything. It was just hours where you could relax, be yourself. No one was asking you to do anything. No one was watching you. No one was wondering what you were doing. You just did. I mean, honestly, sometimes it was literally just binging a book or something for me, but it was just that. I think that's why I get up early now, because that's like what I call feral hours, where I just get to exist and there's no one asking anything of me, you know, between like 5 and 8 in the morning. It's just this beautiful time of silence. In my brain a little bit too, which is lovely. I sometimes miss those hours, even though I'm an adult and therefore can do in theory. I 100% understand what you mean. It's like when you have all that time, you kind of don't value it as much, I guess. If you want to see someone getting caught in 4K, look up the YouTube video Chris Delia realized you can save Snapchats, didn't he, like, isn't he a creep? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think I'm saying his name wrong. Isn't he a creep? Beating the shit out of your siblings. Yeah, thanks for making me have flashbacks to my younger brother throwing me into an entertainment center. The Little Mermaid story. Ask me about it sometime. I mean, I don't have to. I quite literally have been thrown into so many pieces of furniture / walls. Like, I know. My brothers watched WWF and had anger problems too. I had 3 older brothers. It was a grand old time. We lived. Yeah, that was literally it. The CEO of TikTok is from Singapore. There was a thing in Congress when Senator Kennedy was badgering him on whether he was a member of the CCP, despite having never been a citizen of China. Interesting. God, it gets deeper and deeper the more you learn about it. It's weird. The freedom I had in those hours kept me from being a bigger problem than I was. 100%. Like, my mom she used to talk to me about when she was a kid, she snuck out all the time. I never snuck out. I never had to because we had feral hours. Like, my friends were, like, on my bus route on this one highway into the reservation. And so if we wanted to hang out, we would just get off at each other's bus stop and we'd all go to that person's house and have our feral time of playing video games, eating whatever the fuck we wanted, walking through the woods, whatever. Like, it was great. But then I would be home by the time my parents thought I would be home, and I never had to sneak out. Like, I got my feral hours during the day. I think, because I never did. I never really had to sneak out. I just kind of had I had enough freedom. I had a curfew. I think my curfew was 1. But the way my mom explained it to me, I never disrespected that curfew. For one thing, 1 a.m. is a very respectful curfew, in my opinion. Like, that was on any night. That was school nights, and I worked. So, like, the latest I would get home sometimes like 11 o'clock at night if I was working at the fast food restaurant, and then I would go to my high school boyfriend's house and finger each other or something like that, while watching SpongeBob, because children. 1 a.m.'s insane. Thank you. I thought that too. I had the best curfew out of any of my friends. It was crazy. And the way my mom explained it to me was, it's not that she distrusts me or anything. She's like, she would tell me, she's like, it's not anything about like a certain time. It's just by 1 a.m. if you're not home, she can't sleep. She's like, I start to worry. And this is the days before cell phones or anything. We didn't have pagers or anything like that. So she would genuinely be like, I can't sleep. I don't know where you are. We live in the middle of fuck nowhere. Like, I don't exaggerate when I say the nearest gas station, either way on this highway I lived on, the nearest gas station was about 30-minute drive from my house. The nearest hospital, 2 hours. Like, by the time we got cell phones, it was a 30-minute radius around my house, no reception at all. So I completely understood that. I was like, no, that's terrifying. She would literally be like, what would you do if your sister didn't make it home by 1, but she was supposed to? I wouldn't sleep. I'd think she was dead. Like, I'm 100% like, that made sense to me. So I never disrespected that, and I had the feral hours. So, like, I don't know. I feel like I was given leniency because I wasn't a terrible kid. Like, you guys know, I got expelled in 8th grade. I was a terrible kid. I did everything super early. I feel like shit that most people do later down the line, I just got over with at a younger age where it's more forgivable for some reason. So I didn't get shit or anything on my permanent record or anything like that, but I definitely went through shit. But then, by the time I was able to get a job, honestly, that's what helped me clean up. Having something to do. I hate how real it is, but idle hands. Idle hands. I shot my younger brother with this at increasingly closer ranges because it was a game we played, and he usually lost. That seems so horrid. I was lucky to get midnight by my senior year. So I had 1 a.m. by the time my little sister was growing up. Like, my little sister is 5 years younger than me. Sarah. You guys know Sarah. I have a lot of sisters, but when I say little sister, it's always Sarah. She's my sister. She was allowed to drive 2 hours to Spokane and stay overnight the weekend with her college boyfriend. Little siblings get the best of everything. Bitch! I remember being in college like, what the fuck? I had this 1 a.m. curfew and Sarah's like out slutting it up in Spokane? But that's what you get for being an extra good kid. Sarah was like valedictorian, etc., etc., etc. But I swear to God, every kid that went down, it got more and more and more and more lenient. Until with Sarah, they were just like, She's fine. And Sarah straight up told me, like, because she's genuinely such a good person, such a good kid. Like, she doesn't get in trouble. She doesn't, she's not a prude by any means. She fucks around, but she ain't fucking around and finding out, that kind of thing. And, like, and this is by no means any shade on me or my family or anything like that, but, like, every one of my siblings, including myself, has either been arrested, gone to jail in some capacity. We've fucked around and found out. Like, we've been kind of shitheads. And Sarah has done none of this. Like, she literally, valedictorian, went on to get a master's, is a lawyer, super smart, super good kid. And I've talked to her about it. And she said, quite frankly, I just watched you guys and did the opposite. So I guess that sometimes you just need 7 examples of what not to do first before you figure out what the fuck to do. We're all fine-ish. We're okay. I'm good. But, like, that was quite literally all she said, and I was like, all right. She literally had the cheat sheet. Yeah. She had the cheat sheet, and I've told you guys this before, but Sarah definitely has kind of an eidetic memory. She remembers everything. She recalls memories from our childhood from when she was like 2, and I'm 7 years old, so I remember them pretty clearly. She's recalling them verbatim. She remembers everything. It's crazy. And so I completely believe it. She just watched all of us fuck up forever and was like, nah, I won't do that one. And just didn't do. I mean, it's crazy what not to do. I guess we kind of set a good example. I cleaned up by the time I was like sophomore, junior, senior. By the time I had a job and a car, like, the freedom of having a car and having a job was more important to me than fucking up. So I got over that. I didn't fuck around anymore. I got all my bad shit out when I was a kid. I was the youngest. My parents had no fucks left to give after dealing with my brother, and I was also the good kid. Do you think maybe there's something to that? Like, the freedom to do whatever you want, you kind of just, like, don't do whereas, like, the more restrictions, and I'm saying unreasonable, like, but the more, like, restricting you put down, the more, it's like obstinate disorder or whatever. Not saying everyone has that, but similar concept. I was the good kid, still did check in all the fucking time. You had to check in? Your younger sister's the same. I'm so glad. Sarah does. She reminds me of shit all the time that I'm like, what? How do you remember that? You were like 3? And she's like, you were wearing Chanel Chance. I remember. I'm like, ah. She has a crazy memory. I can't remember any of my childhood, but I get really anxious when people get angry. Childhood trauma edition. I feel called out. Yeah, but also I didn't test boundaries or push. I did. I couldn't tell you why. But you tell me to do not to do something, and I kind of want to do it. Okay, long story short, in the early 90s, my brother got a Little Mermaid toy from McDonald's. I decided to take it and taunt him with it. He got pissed and yeeted me into the entertainment center. Look, yeah, I was an asshole kid, but I think the reaction to it was a bit much. Sounds like emotional dysregulation to me. More so that I have a scar on my head from it, and now it shows up more on my head these days. My younger brother got to travel across multiple state lines and got on a cruise with his high school girlfriend. I wasn't allowed to go 2 neighborhoods over without a check-in. Yeah, that checks out. Yeah. I don't have any cool stories. Like, oftentimes, my brothers were just angry and looking for something to take it out on, and it ended up being my sisters and I. Probably not at 8 years old, but I did start wearing perfume very early. I just really like good smells. I think I started wearing Chanel when I was like 14. Wow. Yeah. Interesting. That's a long fucking time. That's a really long time. I don't think at 8 though. I might have. Oh god, though. No shit. I may have smelled like perfume. I have those, and I know I'm not the only one. My aunts and my nana and my mom, they have like the entire set of their perfume. So they have the perfume lotion, the perfume foot rub, the perfume, body wash, and then the actual perfume, and they drown themselves in it because they're older now and their sense of smell is kind of dying out, and so they can't smell it, so they're just bathing in it. This has been forever, though. Like, since I was a kid, like, walking into my Nana's house was like walking past a Nordstrom's during Christmas time. When you're just like, oh my god, it's every perfume in your nose suddenly. That was my aunts growing up, and hugging them, it was in your mouth. Like you would taste it coming off of them. I guarantee I probably smelled like perfume as a kid, and I would have, like, lipstick on my face and shit. Oppositional defiance disorder. I have it, but it's kind of a useless diagnosis. Yeah, there is no cure. No. It's honestly, I think it's not really I don't know if it's a diagnosis. Officially, I conceptualize it as more as, like, part of the spectrum of my diagnosis of, like, ADHD, bipolar. Like, it's more of a symptom of all that combination. Because I have such visceral memories before I knew any cool words about psychology in any way, shape, or form when I was a very little kid, that I could be actively doing something, and the moment, if someone didn't know I was doing it, and they'd call from the other room and be like, hey, will you do this for me? Immediately my brain is like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I'm never going to do that. I'm going to actively stop doing that now. And I would just, because I didn't know that this was something that shouldn't happen, I would just feed into that and look for every excuse not to do the thing and avoid it constantly. And as an adult, I feel that coming, and I'm like, nah, Katie, shut the fuck up. Grow up. I'm glad you're natural to perfume drench. Oh, man. Growing up with that flavor of perfume in your mouth, like, I do a spritz in the air and walk through it, and then I go outside. And, like, holy shit.
I almost leaned into it.
Every day!
I live here.
What?
I live here.
There's a man in my home.
Scared.
There's a man in the home! Freak. No one else lives here. Thank you for all being part of my delusions. If you smelled like a car ornament, okay, but wait, what if someone smelled like new car? Like new car with leather. New car with leather. I don't know. I love that smell, but do I want that on a person? No, we aren't talking about that. Okay. Old book. I love old book smell, honestly, like an old dusty ass book. Oh, the card tree. Wasn't there a movie where someone used those to rub under their armpits or something? I've never smelt a car tree that smelled good. Cheers, Najeel, in my life. They all smell gross to me. I don't know. Same, Dawn. Yeah, like, it sounds like it's part of it, but I feel like whenever there's a car tree in someone's car, it's to cover up a smell, and my nose immediately searches for what you're covering up, and it's like, cigarettes and cat. Or something. Like, my nose wants to, what are you covering up? What are you unclean about? Cheers. There totally is. There's a movie where someone uses hand sanitizer or something, and then there's a movie where it's a car tree. I think they smell gross. I don't know. Not a fan. Oh, Najeel, have you noticed the hours I put in? It's not a ton, but okay, so I experimented a little bit yesterday with my asshole. Just kidding. With PoE. Just in terms of, like, there are some games that are exclusively fun when you play with someone else, and there are some games that are exclusively fun when you play them by yourself, and there are some games that are just great and playable in all forms. And I've been having a great time playing with you guys, and I was real nervous that it was going to be one of those games that I don't want to play on my own for some reason. So yesterday I rolled a little baby Sork. I rolled classy Sork last night because I wanted to make some like I just wanted to fuck around because you guys know I have a witch that I play on stream. She's fucking amazing. She's almost unstoppable. It's literally disgusting. But I'm following a very distinct build, and for my Sork, I just kind of wanted to play and almost not have a concept of what I'm making, but kind of just go with what feels right. And she is a mess. Like lightning and fire, they're together now. I don't know how, but anytime I shoot fire, lightning's on it too. Anytime I shoot lightning, fire's on that too. So all around me are just like orange and blue sparks constantly all the time. But also I have a couple skelly meat bags that just act as my little punching bags that never die. It's gross. It's fun. It's just as fun as the build I'm doing. And, like, I don't know, it's fun. I truly think it's one of those games that, like, no matter what you build, you're going to have fun. But there are some builds that are going to take you there faster and more efficiently. And I feel like, especially because the game scales weird in terms of, like, if you play with someone, it gets harder than it should be. It doesn't scale to 2-player. It scales to, like, 2.5, 3-player harder with 2 players, if that makes sense. It's, that's what makes it, that's like your challenge in that, and I think that's when I need a build. Like, it's definitely a little bit easier versus just, I haven't gotten to that first terrible boss that Glut and I had to go through, like, I don't even know, over 10 times together. I haven't got there with my little nonsensical messy Sork yet, so I don't truly know how good she is, because that's the worst thing I've ever experienced. That boss can eat dicks over and over and over again. A million times over. No shit, fire and lightning between the thunderbolts. You just see yeah. Oh, yeah. I have, like, flame wall. You got me going. I can feel... I was saying this in movie night last night. Like, I feel... Good morning, Bezabelli. I feel very... And I don't know another term for it. I've gotten very try-hard in the past couple days. I've gotten a little sweaty. In that I may have started a new notebook to write down armor stats and do the math on them to try to figure out optimal armor for a certain build or for a messy build or something. And Zeke came out here because he's playing on his off time to ask me one simple question about the game. And I just apparently went, and he just started laughing. And I was like, what? And he was like, you just get so excited. You just started talking 1,000,000 miles an hour. And I was like, oh no. This is what ESO felt like. I have a math problem, min-maxing. Hi, Bubba. He's my boy. I have a problem with that. Numbers? I start to get a little excited about numbers sometimes. That, no shit, the Ascent, I think that's what Glut was doing last night when we were in movie night and watching movies, and he was having a fucking miserable time and literally almost, like, rage quit the game. I have not played with Zach. I don't know what level he is. I offered, and he wanted nothing to do with my Deadly Witch, so I don't know. Hi, Bubba. Did you just eat? You smell like a burp. Yeah. Hi, my boy. Sometimes you just need a hug. Is that first terrible boss that Glut and I did, was that the end of Act 1? Because that boss can eat a dick. I inadvertently min-max. That's how it starts. And then you start to peek out when you're doing it, like, by eye. And suddenly you realize you haven't changed armor in a while. And that's when you'll start writing shit down. Because you're like, well, maybe this is better. And you'll write it down to, like, look at it. And then you might do a little bit of, like, plus, and it starts to get dangerous. The wolf. Not the candle guy, the wolf. The guy who turns into, like, the weird multiple-faced wolf. And he has multiple phases. Like, he has his normal battle phase, but it has those goddamn lightning rods that fall down. And if you don't have any additional movement speed on your character, it's almost impossible to get out of one of those if you fucking get hit by one. I swear to God, I died so many fucking times to just those lightning rod motherfuckers, because they'd hit you, you'd get stunned, stuck, and you can't dodge roll out of it. It hit you again, you're done. You just die instantly. It was fucking enraging. Fuck that boss. I actually looked up on Reddit. Everyone hates that boss and thinks it's unnecessarily difficult. So we're not alone. You probably have yourself mildly tanked out then. I was not tanky enough by the time, but I also played it with Glut. And according to Glut, that made it infinitesimally harder. Like, he was genuinely encouraging me to play it on my own. Because it would be easier. I don't know, though. I don't know how much easier it is. The fucking thing that kills me is these bosses are ridiculously difficult. Like, that one was just infuriatingly difficult to maneuver around that goddamn lightning bullshit. And you get fuck all for experience or anything. Like, they're a joke. If I could skip all the bosses, I could fully level up on mobs easily. And that's, like, interesting. I mean, 100%. The boss experience is disgusting. It's really sad. So it's like, I'm not even, there's no encouragement other than I can't progress the fucking story without beating this boss. That's my only encouragement to beat the boss. That's it. You don't give me anything else for this torturous experience. I just resent you for it. Diz, right? Yeah. We should fight the boss as a group. I want to see. Third Ascendancy is 18 rooms, 3 bosses. That's the one you were doing last night. We were just talking about the one you and I ground our fucking brains into the other day. And I looked that boss up on Reddit and everybody agrees it was horribly difficult. Horrible. Like universally, everyone was like, this is exponentially harder than it should be. Hi. I'm scratching you. You just have to headbutt me instead. Be my best boy. Yeah. You're in my cord, son. Hi. I don't know if it takes skill in that game, Jones. I don't know. I don't consider myself skilled. If you ever feel like going back to it, just try following some sort of don't get stuck, Bubba. Following a build has been super fun because not only am I like, is it really cohesive and working out really well, and my build is amazing, but it hits that, it like scratches that other itch of filling out. Like every time you level up, you're like, ooh, I know where that point's going. I know where that one's going, as opposed to being kind of dreading it and sitting there and staring at that huge star map and being like, where the fuck do I put that point? It kind of gives you a little bit of a... He is so fucking regal. I don't know how you ended up regal, because that's not this house. I'm a trash human, but you're just the most handsomest boy. How's your day been? Good? Did you almost kill a squirrel outside? I was there. I saw. I saw. You're a murderous man. Good boy. He really is a good boy. But if he sees a squirrel, he sees crossed arms. Ever since he was a puppy, he always crosses his arms. He's such a little gentleman. The hardest enemy for me was the dead turtle-looking ghoul that threw... Oh, the green skulls suck. Have you run into chaos damage yet? Dungeon Crawler World's 100% more interesting in that sense. Those books are so good. I love this Onion headline. Doctor warns of damaging effects child obesity have on mall Santas. I don't know what to believe on the Onion anymore. And what's real? What's real? I know. His little This little milk chin. Yeah, you're just handsome, bud. People just want to look at your cute face. Oh, you gonna battle your sister now? Don't pull my headphones out. Oh, lords. You got him crossed in your legs. How did you do that? I don't know. Nothing has really felt like I needed to say, why is this so hard? That's good, though. To the point where I had 4 to 5 skill points just sitting around not being used. Fuck yes. That's a sign of a pretty decent build, then, really, if you think about it. There are so many build options. It's hard to make an effective build, especially if you're new to the game like I am. Never played the first one. I mean, I quite literally go to meta builds for PoE. And then I'll show you. Hold on. You got me nerd talking, you fuck faces. Those beautiful teeth, bud. He's handsome boy. Yeah, you are. Is that white hair or something in your hair? It's in your hair. A leaf? Bob, that was my leaf. That was my decoration. Don't take my leaf from me. I want to keep my leaf. Yes, we love good news. We need good news. I just beat Act 2 Hyena Centaur boss. Centaur boss was easy. Centaur boss wasn't hard at all. I think we did Centaur. I can't remember how far Glut and I went, but we did beat Centaur boss. And I mean, easy. Not overtly difficult. Like, nothing has felt like that one you had to go down in the elevator. You have to go down in a little elevator, and that wolf fucker and his goddamn lightning bullshit, nothing has felt near what that felt like. That just fucking sucked. But okay, hold on. I'm gonna give you a website. Uno momento. I've explored this a lot, but Glut gave me this. So, over to this screen we go together. So over here, if you go to the side, you can see there's starter builds to meta builds. And then your own build planner, which I'm not there yet. I'm not doing that by any means. I go into meta builds because I'm a big, sweaty, fucking min-maxing tryhard. Just gonna be fucking out there with that one. Like, that's where I go. But then you can scroll. It'll show you, like, the top. Like, this is my Infernalist Witch, which has been the top of this, featured for, like, a lot. I know. It's scratching that numbers itch. It's terrible. But you can scroll down, and you can just, like, what do you want to make? Let's go to Sorceress. You want to make a Sorceress? Sorceress builds. And then you can just scroll, look at these 3 builds, and see if anything, like, appeals to you. There's the Hammer Chronomancer, which deals with a huge hammer. There's more magical ones. And then you can go to meta builds if you want to, and look at meta builds for sorcerers. Or witches, or whatever. Like, or, what is this? Ranger, monk, witch hunter, and witch. Sweaty as fuck. Hi, Genova. How are you, love? Did you get dog hair on my nose? Because now my nose itches. But it's a nice place to look and start out. Because, like, if you haven't seen these fucking star maps, they are fucking intimidating. I completely understand. It just gives you something to start with, and then if you don't like what you build, like, if it doesn't feel fun, fuck it. Go redo. Go restart. Go just re-roll your shit. It just costs money at the hooded clip, man. But it gives you a semblance of where you're gonna go, and that's what scratches my itch. I'm like, ooh, I'm filling it out slowly. Like, I'm getting there. Ooh, like, I've already filled out, I think, this whole branch. That felt good. I did that. That felt awesome. And now I'm going up here, and I think I've already taken the turn. I don't know. Yeah, I've already taken the turn, and I'm up on this circle now. Like, I've been leveling like crazy on this character on stream with you guys. And it just feels kind of nice. And then if I don't like it, you can just go pay to redo it and go look at a different build. Most of... I feel like... It's happening. I feed this part of me that likes this shit, or do I shut it down now? I know. I don't know, Bill. I'm at that. I've got 2 notebooks now that have math in them. It's becoming a problem. It's fine. I mean, I'm having fun. So, like, from what I've gathered from my journeys and my writings, the scriptures of class, if you will, is that your class is only really so much. The skill tree is great. The skill tree is going to enhance what you're doing, but I think everything truly comes down to your armor and getting a good gamble on really good stats on your armor, and then filling out this tree to complement that, and vice versa. From what my math has gathered, armor, weapon, shield, etc., belt truly make the biggest difference in anything, especially the higher level you get. Okay. It's not. That's pretty much what I've been gathering. Class is just the starting place on the tree in the ascendancy trees. Oh god. You're building these stats in the gear you get as the main focus, and you do that through the gamble, literally, yeah. It's a numbers game, and I'm horrible at numbers. It does the numbers for you, which I really enjoy. I just... I'm mostly writing stuff down because I'm saving stuff. Like, mentally, like, I have a lot of shit in my inventory, like, in my stash, and I'll theory craft. Oh my god. Help me, Bill, help. I will theory craft armor sets for characters I don't have or will have, and I assemble them and leave them in my stash. And then say my build isn't going where I want, or like say my build told me to do a lot of gear that's upping like energy shield and whatnot, but I'm feeling really soft and not so tanky, not as tanky as I want. I will already have a theory crafted gear set that I've been just gambling all of my extra stones on in my stash, and I'll just go swap that whole set. But I have that written down, like the math for it, so I can interchange pieces theoretically without having to go back to my stash. Should we take a break? This is my girl, Bill. Hey, my pretty girl. My haunted Victorian child. Yeah. I know, the floof. I don't know why. I guess because she's a girl, they always leave so much more on her floof. So when it gets this long, it parts in the middle. Like that. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. We're not talking shit. You just look a little messy. That's okay. And these, her fine ass curls. You're such a pretty girl. You're beautiful. You're just a bitch like me, and that's okay. Just such a little girl. I'd never had a big, snuggly dog before owning these guys, and it's very odd because they like snuggling just as much as Millie, just as much as a little dog does, but they're huge. Not again, not again, not again. Had a good scratch. This is apparently the best scratch she's ever had. We're living right now. I farted so loud this morning I scared my cat. No, that's funny. That's funny. I mean, gross, but hilarious. Farts are funny no matter what. He usually darts out of my bed, but this was a special morning. She's going down. She's going down, guys. Where you going, Gil? You go into a little bit of a trance there, baby girl. It's okay, you're still cute. Do you want to go outside? I have to pee. Our bird feeders have attracted the grouse. I kind of, are they the little guys? And they do the little cute, they look like little quail almost, and they do little like dances and mating dances around each other and floof. Oh, they're so cute. If they're the same kind we had in Washington, oh, they're so fucking cute. Our bird feeders have attracted the grouse. Oh, that's adorable. Oh, they're fighting now. Okay, quick break. Stretch your legs. Get a POE. Pee after your POE. Always pee after self-POEing. Take your POE. Did I say wash your POE? Yeah. It's warm, but a wind chilled me. How dare it? You made a fucking... Nah, we can make guilds in POE? I was gonna scroll up in chat, but I'm assuming that's what you guys were talking about. Fuck yeah. I don't know what that does for us, but I'm down. Hold up. I might as well change our category. I do apologize if you hate this game. I am deeply obsessed. Math. Oh shit, thank you. You don't want to hear the music just competing with me super loud? Come on, let's go. I didn't know you could make guilds in PoE, and I appreciate you making one. I didn't know. I don't know what that does for us, but I'm excited. Probably just easier to find people to play with, right? If you want to. And I apologize to anybody who hates this game, because I'm deeply obsessed. That was it. The only downsides with guilds is you can only be in one. Oh, that's kind of shitty. Well, if you don't have a guild and you want to be in one, but no pressure. Ooh, shared guild stash. Man. I've saved so many things just potentially for other people. Good timing. Like, so many things I've gathered that are, I know, really, really good, but I don't need them, and I know someone else could deeply use them. I have saved so much. Oh, David, I didn't even know we could make one. I apologize, but Najil did it, so fucking cheers. Thank you for doing that. I didn't know. I hadn't got that deep into it yet. I was obsessing over armor a little bit. It's pretty fun. I mean, I did have fun playing it by myself. The time just goes away. Just killing mobs and shit, time just flew. But, from what I hear, most people are playing it on controller. I just, like, didn't realize there were options and trained myself into the keyboard mode, so that's all I know now, and I'm kind of, like, for hanging out with me today. I am very into this game. I just zoned out for so many hours. Crazy. It's fun. I like it. I hope if you guys get a chance to play it, you try it out. You're always welcome to join our little group of just nonsense. We're just running around and leveling and helping people level up their characters and stuff like that so we can all be like relatively the same-ish. I think that's it. That's all I have. It's a week. Oh, I guess like, okay, so a couple things in, what is it, like 6 days, a week-ish? I think about a week. So it's my 10-year anniversary, and then it's Christmas Eve, and then it's Christmas, and it's all these holidays, and I realize it's a really, really hard time of year. For a lot of people, the holidays are not always joyous. I have exactly 0 plans to do anything whatsoever Christmassy. So if that's something you're avoiding, please feel free to come by. I'll probably just be playing games and hanging out. Because just like you, I don't have anywhere to go. So we might as well just hang out together and play games or do something. Maybe we'll play Organizer. Or, I don't know, something like that. I'll think of something. But I wanted to ask if you, I don't know, if you guys think of anything cool to do to celebrate 10 years. I'd love to. That's a pretty magical thing for me. I'm pretty fucking excited about it. It's weird. It's weird. Good. I love that if my stream can be used as ASMR, hell yes. Yeah, Christmas is mostly stressful for a lot of people, and I understand that. And I've never been like gung ho. I like to eat good food and stuff, but I don't get any of that either. I don't have much family left, so we pretty much don't do anything. But I'm not one to sit. I don't have. I mean, you know. I think a lot of us are at that age and point in life where we don't get Christmas presents. Santa doesn't come to us anymore, and without kids and stuff, there's really no point to most of it. So it's just any old day. But I'm sure. I mean, at least one of us will be there Christmas evening to host movie night and do something. I don't know what the fuck we'll do. Knives has also said we're probably going to do something New Year's Eve. Like, watch some sort of New Year's Eve movie or something until at least, I think we said until at least, like, Central midnight or something like that, depending on how late we can all stay up, because we're all old people and don't really care. Another year is another year. Whatever. Nope, nowhere really to go. But that's okay. That's life. I think growing older is just realizing that's okay, though. Strip Discord poker, man, we could get weird. Have a very merry fucking Christmas. If you remind me tomorrow, I'll try to do, Najeel gave me a couple codes. Najeel, if those are still good, I'll try to do a giveaway or something tomorrow. I'd love to do that. Yes, I will probably be on stream for Christmas. I don't have anywhere to go. Nothing to do. Probably be here. Probably playing games. But I was trying to think of, like, some sort of game we could do that's, I don't know, maybe community game. Like, Organizer, it's not, like, a lot of community involvement, but it's funny and it's fun. I was trying to think. I'll look through my games. I've got some, like, Drawful I have. There's a couple, it's not Taboo. What is it? Is it Taboo? There's one similar to that I have on there. I have a few games that would be fun. I don't know. V? Cool. Me too. I've heard Witchit's fun. I own Witchit. The problem with, I don't know if Witchit's one of those games where everybody playing has to own it. Whereas I'm pretty sure with a lot of those party games, I think Drawful and a few of the other ones, not everybody has to own it. If I own it, I can give you guys my code on stream and then everybody can join and play. I want a game like that. I don't want a game where everybody has to own something. It is. It's one of those. Yes. It's one of those where, like, if I own Witchit, I can, like, play with stream. I love that. That's what I want. That would be fun. Okay, I'm going to write that down. Because Witchit, I've never played it, but it looks fun, and I've owned it for a bit. Hold on. Oh, the other one. Not Witchit? Okay, I'll check out Witchit. I have it. But I like games where, like, stream can just have a code and play, you know, put in entries via chat and stuff like that, and no one has to buy anything, especially around this time of year, because we're all poor as fuck. Like, we're broke. If you have to celebrate Christmas, you're probably broke. If you don't have to celebrate it, you're sad and alone. It's stressful both ways. Jackbox games are cool like that way. Like, you just have to access the website. Yeah. And I have those. And those games are so small and so easy, you can download them on the fly. So if we try one and we don't like it, we can bounce to another one. But I've had those for years, and I just haven't played them in a really long time. Like a really long time. But they're fun. But on that note, it's way past my time. Take care of yourselves. Drink water. Cheers. Wash your hands. Pee after sex. I'll be back tomorrow morning, bright and early, with my boy. Oh, there he is. Hi, Bubba. Come say goodbye with me. So long. Farewell. Alvita saying good night. Are we gonna go Outside? Bob, I can't spell. I know. I'm gonna raid my girl Vissy. You guys know Vissy. I was streaming with her all day today. Please be awesome and kind with her. Take your joy. And we'll talk about it more. We have a couple days until the 23rd and Christmas, and we can do games and stuff. Maybe we could have like a 3-day game-a-thon. I don't know. Whatever. Take care of yourselves. There was something I was gonna say. Cheers? Hi, bud. I don't know. Happy holidays if I don't see you. If you're traveling, do not drink and drive. Stay off the road if you must. If you can. Because a lot of people drink and drive this time of year. And just be safe. Cops are out. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. What? What are you rubbing your face on me for?